do this. Cześć, siema, jak leci? Adi here, Sunday morning, and we got some new shows in the Twitter poll. Yeah, I'm doing those sometimes and actually do listen to results sometimes. So as you can see from the stream title and from this little line down here, this was sold on eBay as a military ration from Guinea. If you need to brush up on your geography, Guinea is a country in West Africa. Yeah, and that's I used to learn more about Africa when I was in high school. Sadly, I don't remember much other than in 2021 there was a military coup there, and ever since then, army holds the power. So this suddenly appeared on eBay, German eBay. And if you look through YouTube and other sources, there's not much about it. There's a review done a Polish reviewer, Delicious. There's apparently one by German-speaking dude. There's no information online that I could find or Delicious could find. That's why and when you look inside of it, when you check Delicious's video, and when you get inside the bag, you'll see this is I mean, obviously it's Chinese production. It's basically one-to-one of the Chinese Russian, one of the Chinese Russian types. The question was whether it's a legit Russian produced and delivered to Guinea by Chinese company, or it's a fake made for, collectors. I think it's a fake, hence all the titling and stuff. I'll get into it when we get to worm into that, because we'll have a bit of time to chat then. But yeah, if nothing else, it's a 2-in-1 exploration today: Guinea or Chinese Russian. Treat however you want to see it. As you can see, this is plastic. This Russian is in a plasticky bag. It's about the size of a regular American MRE. Writing is in French. Poulet, so chicken menu. There's also beef one. Ration individuelle, nourriture or auto-chauffant. And forgive my French because I speak none. You can see there's 5. Okay, there are 5 components inside. 2 fried rice dishes, chicken with curry and chicken with carrots. There's a little pack of pickled cucumber, sauce, like chicken sauce or something, and then instant drink. Logo of Guinean Armed Forces, and then on the back you have supposedly halal seal. Composition of the menu, like all the ingredients. There's a little bit of nutrition information, and that this ration is good for 3 years, and those 3 years supposedly fall on January 2025, so a very fresh one. Obviously drawn instructions. Okay, so we have a thermos here. Let's get inside. And as I said, since there's not much to test out while the mains will be warming up, I will tell you a little bit more about my reservations then. Oh yeah, that's definitely that. We even got a little bowl to mix the rices in. So the main part of this ration, two mains. Okay. We got like a little sleeve to like a little installation sleeve. Can we get the focus with the camera? Thank you. That will help keep the warmth from the FRH inside. As well as FRH and the pouches of food are already sealed inside this. Okay, it doesn't tell you how much water. Supposedly sometimes they come with like a little measuring bag. I don't think we got that here. We'll see. But yeah, it doesn't tell you on the packages which is which. We'll know when we get inside. But these are okay. We got this. A little buggy to measure out the water for the FRH. Water bag for okay, even just a silly little typos. Got spoon and napkin, and I'll show you something. Obviously, meal ready to eat translates to whatever it translates to, but it's sort of almost protected name for the American Russians. So while you can use the name while talking about stuff, it's not really supposed to be used for other Russians. Just check the note on this water bag for MRE heater. So one we got a typo and then MRE, whereas this kind of heater, FRH, flameless Russian heater, does not necessarily have to come in an MRE. So one of the red flags here. This spoon is kinda funny though. Just look at the shape of it. Kinda like a shovel. Quite sturdy though, so nice. Okay, so we got the water bag, that's good. We got two mains. Concombre custillon. So cucumber, salt, sugar, soy sauce, a vegetable oil, chili and spices. So we got a little bit of a pickle here. Sauce piquant au poulet, veggie oil, chili sauce with something, more soy, chicken, so spicy chicken sauce I assume. And then we got the instant drink. You can check the ingredients and nutrition information. Sugar, maltose I guess, calcium lactate, salt, citric acid, and then all sorts of vitamins. So it's more to rehydrate you than to be a drink. That's it. As you can see on the nutrition information part, this whole ration is about 1400 calories. So despite being 2 rice dishes, this is roughly 8-hour or like a single meal ration. Okay, we can work with that certainly. And as I said, there's a little tray. Okay, it's sealed, so I will show you in a second as we start this first, because according to the instruction they need 15 minutes, and I want to from my previous experience with got some serious focus problems here today. As I learned from my previous experiences with rice-based ready-to-eat dishes, they do need that time. Okay, so mold and plow. Tear off the top of the bag. So as opposed to regular Western FRHs, these got 2 heating pads, and the main, which in this case is riz frite avec carotte et poulet, so that's fried rice with chicken and carrots. This is like between those two, again with the halal seal. Rice, chicken, onions, something, carrots, vegetable oil, and green onion. Okay. Let's put this back inside. This is one situation when I wish they had some sort of wet napkins, because there's some sort of residue on the packages. Let's measure out the water. Polish Russians at some point they used to come with a little pouch with sealed pouches with I believe it was salty water, so it was like pre-measured and primed for success. It's a bit tricky doing it one-handed. So this kind of buggy, on one hand, I really appreciate it because it's easier to measure out water in this than in your FRH when the meal already sits in it. On the other, that's creating more trash and giving you one extra thing to keep track of. Okay, put that in. Fold the top into the insulation sleeve, so it's nice and cozy, and it's starting already. The instructions say to let it go for 50 minutes, turning over each 5 minutes, so we'll do that. Start the other one. It smells very strongly, right? The reaction that's happening in there. From what I understand, it's some sort of iron and magnesium probably reaction. It's exothermic, so it releases energy. Basically like same kind of reaction happen if you put fork into electric socket, I think. It's not toxic, but the smell isn't very nice. Okay, again, two pads. Water goes in. Fold, tuck in. And because I saw Gun Dog had a little bit of damage because of how hot those get, I put it on a tray just to protect my desk. That is some noise. I should probably try and put it to the side, at least for now. Okay, we got the drink. There are some extracts, aromatizons in it, so like flavorings or aromas added. It doesn't tell you how much water to use for it, so let's just make a regular glass of drink. There is some smell to it. It's a quite pleasant one, but one that I can't replace. It kind of smells like vanilla, but also kind of like a citrus. So, Very curious combo. Let's give it a mix. And we'll see if my water is once again too cold to dissolve the powder properly. Looking good. Sorry guys, still got a little bit of cough. Just a tiny little bit of a cough. Almost dissolved. It should fix itself. What's with my camera focus today? It's just non-existent. Okay, as I said, there's also this little just having this notch here, the wrong head. Yeah, in case we didn't have the tray, this Ration provides you with one. Basically just a cardboard tray where you can dump the rice into. It's tricky. We also got a little toothpick. I remember. I can English, I promise. Sometimes I can English. I don't know if we'll use this or not. I will open the sauce and the cucumber once the main is ready, because I don't want to dump it straight into the tray. Now, I promise to tell you, just let me get a sip of drink. I promise to tell you why I have reservations about this being a genuine Ration rather than one made to order by a very crafty person. One. Where do I start even? Okay, let's start with the sauce. I found this Ration on eBay from a German seller. I assume Delicious got his Rations from the same source. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. I'll just flip this around. Wow, it's piping hot in there. I'll probably keep the sleeves for the future because they really keep the heat inside very nicely. I assume Delicious got this Ration from the same gentleman. From my experience with rare Rations, I don't have a lot of it, okay, but when South African Rations started showing up in places, when Brazilian Rations started showing up in places, or Rations from Taiwan, Singapore, they usually start coming from those countries. They usually start costing arm and leg. There's just a few, slowly filtering, unless it's a company that just sells them also to the civilian market, like the South African ones, I believe. But yeah, this suddenly shows up on German eBay from one seller at a quite reasonable price, I must say. A bit higher than American MREs, not too high. When I first saw Brazilian Ration around, it was, let's say it was more money than I would spend for a nice dinner for two in a nice restaurant, okay? And even when it came to, and that would be without shipping, when it came to Europe side, the price goes a bit lower, but still quite high for what it is. This costs barely more than MRE does cost on German eBay. There's one seller who also got Chinese Ration in his offer. So that's like a first red flag for me. It's the money that you can spend and you wouldn't really be too angry about losing if this turns out to be fake. Okay. Then bag design. It's one-to-one copy of the Chinese one. Um, the obviously the language is different, but the stars menu. Obviously they added the coat of arms of Guinean armed forces. That was my that was one of the things that gave me a pause earlier on, but because as you can see, it's got a little dove holding olive branch, and then there's sword and rifle. This used to be Guinea coat of arms. Nowadays it's just the dove with olive branch and the words underneath. But apparently Guinean army still uses this as their logos. Okay, that's permissible, I guess. Then you got the halal mark. Makes sense. 85% of Guineans are Muslim. But then I think Western Russians, whenever you see halal mark, it does come with some sort of note who certified it. There's some of that here, just the halal mark, and I don't speak Arabic. I have no idea if this is how the mark should actually look. Okay, so forgive me for not checking that one, but there might be that. Then obviously I don't speak French, but nourriture autochauffante. French Russians use a bit different wording. Again, might be regional difference in language, conscious choice, or being a French text done by someone who doesn't really speak French. As I said, I don't speak French. If you do, if you can read the instructions, you can tell me. And then there's the fact that, let's be honest, West African countries, for the history, they're not the richest nations. They're obviously, because I keep telling you how much this resembles a Chinese Russian, obviously it's possible that they outsourced their Russian making to China. Just like there's this Spanish company providing stuff for Portugal, German, and UN rations. There's obviously Orifo, which produces stuff for a lot of Nordic countries. So why couldn't the Chinese company produce and deliver stuff for Guinea? One, as I said, budget doesn't make sense to me to outsource. There's quite a bit of a distance to deliver this to Guinea. Okay, another flip and we'll be ready in 5. Oh, it's hot. Even through the installation, it's fucking hot. And yeah, it just doesn't really make sense, especially since I had a little bit more read this morning, and the China apparently openly condemned the coup in Guinea. So for them to suddenly start supporting the army, especially since we saw it's super fresh, 2022 production. So I'd rather guess some very crafty and business-oriented individual or group of individuals got in touch with the Chinese company that produces this ration for whatever market in China. They came up with the bag design, picked a country that's it will be hard to verify if it's legit or not, and get it out on the market. As I said, the price is, I think it will be comparable, maybe a bit lower to the Chinese rations. So if you're a collector, if you want to explore all these rations that are available somewhere, this wouldn't be money you'll miss. It's just as a Russian, the price is very justifiable for me. Is the shipping that made it a bit more painful, but then again, I treat it as double looking to fake Guinean Russian and actually trying my first Chinese one. So yeah, just to tell you why I think it's a bit of a sham, a bit of a scam, and to warn you if you see something unique and too good to be true on the market. So you know what you're getting into. In any case, we tried some food today, so sorry. That's a bad cough. Yeah. And once again, this is the exact composition of the Chinese rations too, like fried rice with carrots, fried rice with curry, fried rice with beef, whatever comes next. Whereas those companies that, like European companies that produce for other countries, they always adjust the Russian composition to the country. If you compare the bagged ones from Germany and Portugal, they're different. German ones get the spreads, the pâtés, stuff like that, whereas Portuguese got more fish in it, like mackerel or sardines in a can, to make them more fit to the people who will be using them as nourishment. This is just plain copy, just different bag. Yeah. Whatever it is, it will be nice to try, I hope. Although from watching, I believe, Gandalf's review last night, we might end up with a glob of rice. Given that I won't finish the meal today, and I will want to, be able to remove the rice from the container and into some boxes, some Tupperware, I probably won't be using this box. I mean, you can easily just, imagine, dump your rice in, mix if you want, add the sauce or pickle on top, and then toss it into fire, for example. So this is a nice idea, but just useless for today, I think. Oh my, the tray on the bottom is fucking hot. This got some serious heat in it. Okay. Okay, this one is good. If you look at this buggy, this insulation buggy, it starts to delaminate here. The heat is real, ladies and gentlemen, and it keeps going. You can still hear it going. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, oh gee. Okay, let me put it aside onto that cardboard tray. I really want to, even if I'm not putting food in those compartments, I want to dry it out because, as I said, it's not really toxic, but it's also not advisable that you consume the water from the heater. Okay. Whew. Oh gosh, oh gee, how happy I'd be. It's like, can you see the steam? 15 minutes. And I guess that's why they use double heaters, double heat pads, to achieve this sort of hotness. I'm looking for some sort of wipe. I don't have any beside this. Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, I know it's double pads, double heating pads, but even despite that, compared to oh, compared to how the pouches from the Western heating in the Western fridges feel, this is it's scalding hot. It's scalding hot even. I mean, my quite low tolerance to temperatures doesn't help the thing, but I'm going to try and break this up a little bit so we don't end up with a brick of rice. It's hot. Dude, it's fucking hot. I mean, that's good. You don't want to eat cold, cloggy rice, but still. Okay, so first we got fried rice with chicken and carrots. It's 300-gram pack. Okay. Open sesame. Doesn't smell bad. It smells vaguely chicken stocky. Yeah, now you saw what I meant by a brick of although if you break it up, you can see individual grains, so they got points for that. And it's kind of like when you make a rice in a pot and you need to fluff it up, so let's do some fluffing up. Fluffing up. And suddenly it doesn't look quite that bad, I think. Okay, let's move it aside. And yeah, I know I usually just pour out a portion of it on a tray, but with that one ricey glob, you don't really have an option to pour out just some. You need to take out everything. And here comes the second one. Just as hot, if not hotter. Dude. So a little bit of steam pour out from the bag on my finger, and it's hot. It's still going and it's hot. I can't really complain about the hotness though, right? If usually I complain about the Ration being lukewarm and not heated through and just meh. It does make getting into it a bit more difficult though, so. Okay, we got it. We got it, ladies and gents, we got it. Again, a little bit of a wipe from the I've already treated you, and it's hot. Nothing surprising, I know. And it's fried rice with chicken and curry. Risfritto, poulet, et curry. Rice, chicken, carrots, potatoes, green onions, I believe, veggie oil, salt, and curry. And what do they mean by curry here? I have no idea. Unless it's like that, you know, that curry spice. Oh yeah, it's yellow. I start bringing it up from the get-go so I can fit it better in here. But if I wasn't doing that, you could see it was it also was bricky and globby and just doesn't smell like much actually. I'm trying to, if I can pick up any of the, the usual curry spices, or like it's yellow, it might be curcuma. What's the English name for curcuma again? It's one spice I keep forgetting the name of. Turmeric. If it's maybe turmeric, but it doesn't smell like that. It smells weird. But yeah, that's the two mains. Yeah, we could be easily able to fit that, both of those in the tray. We got the cucumber pickle with salt, sugar, soy sauce, chili and spices, unnamed spices. Some pickling liquid here. Trying to get every little bit of it out. It's pretty compressed in that baggie. Doesn't smell bad. Okay. And then we got the unnamed sauce piquant au poulet. I guess it's hot sauce, given that there's chili in there, some fermented something from soy, there's chicken in it, water, more sauces, sugar, and again unnamed spices. I probably want to do it from the bottom. Okay, it's all down. Oh yeah. That color looks spicy. But we're going to try a little bit, just on its own. Again, everything is marked as halal. Oh, my tummy is grumbling, I'm hungry. And then we got the toothpick. Okay, so there we go. The complete ration from Guinea or from China. Let's try the sauce first. I'm going to regret this. There is nice heat. It's quite oily. Might be nice on the rice. Okay, so rice with chicken and carrots. There's some corn as well. Let's see if I can find a piece of chicken in here, so I can try everything together. It's like tiniest little bits of chicken in it. Chicken and give me some corn. Okay. No idea if my mouth is oily from the sauce or if this is oily as well. A little bit of water and let's try again. Okay. Give me a second. So yeah, it's oily. It's like a very gentle flavoring, kind of like if you cook the rice in the chicken stock. So that's nice. On the other hand, despite the grains being nice separated, the rice is kind of gummy, and the chicken is so dry. You would think that having tiniest little bits of chicken would help, but doesn't. It's like it's about the size of the biggest chicken piece I can find, and it's basically scorched. Imagine you roast your chicken, then you get those end bits that are too roasted, too dry, and not in a fun crunchy way, but just tough. I'm not convinced. Okay, this is curry chicken, curry rice with chicken. The little bit bigger chunks of chicken. Again, I just can't place the smell. Just Let me try the potato bit. So I know there are different varieties of potatoes, and they all cook differently. The starchy ones that nicely fall apart, and there's the waxy ones, and this one was almost like a gummy. Okay, sorry about laughing. Rice got rather nicer texture, I must say. It's a bit lighter, not as gummy. Still very oily though. There is some very light flavor. If you focus on it. Like really focus and try to pick up the flavor. It does taste a little bit like you get some sort of like curry spice mix ready in a bottle, or you get curry ramen, any sort of ready-made food, instant food, ramen, any instant food that's curry flavored. It kind of is here, but it's so faint. You have to really focus to get it. Okay, that's chicken. It's obviously a bigger piece, but it's just as dry. But then I think both of those use like a red chicken meat, dark meat, not white meat, not breast, definitely not breast. If I were to choose between those two, tricky, much tricky. This one got nicer flavor, this got better texture. So let's try some of the sauce on top of both. You can see it's sticking to the rice very nicely. What is that? This. It mentions. I'm sorry. It's written in French, and I don't speak French. It should be here as well. this line here. Ferves de soya fermentes, something like that. So fermented, something about soy, and it's very, very strong. Like this, there is chili. It's building up. It's nice. It's not too hot, but the fermented bit, it's really there. Like in miso or in Vegemite. Vegemite or Marmite be closest in what I mean in flavor. There's like that little bit of bitterness almost at the back. It's nice. I'm not saying it's bad. It's definitely adds something to this. Quite bland rice, but it was quite unexpected. Is what I mean. And I'm not sure if it will work even with the curry rice. Stay there. Cheers. Actually, once you're prepared for that flavor, for that fermented flavor coming in, it does add some richness to it, adds some depth. Doesn't help with the oil though, not at all. So I guess that's why we get pickles. Obviously pickled cucumber, more soy and chili and stuff. Very finely sliced and chopped. Oh. That's got some, sorry, that's got some proper tang to it. A bit of a heat too. Sorry, I need a tissue. I need a tissue. So obviously this is the right kind of chili that makes your nose water, makes your body feel warm without killing, numbing your mouth. But again, this got oil in it and it doesn't help anything. What I'm going to... Okay, let's do this. We're going to get a little bit of the plain chicken rice. A little, I'm trying to scoop out from the portion when I already added the sauce in, okay? There's that. I'm going to add a little bit more of the sauce. That's more than a little bit. And I'm going to add some pickles to it. Just make it a combo, since you know you would have one tray, you would mix it all together probably. Make some sort of rice sauce pickle combo. So fucking oily. So when you get this heat, you get a little bit of sauce. There's that fermented flavor. You get a bit pickle. You get a pickle. It doesn't really meld. It doesn't complement or cut through each other. just finish it. Oh, come on. Hmm. Um. Yeah, and heat, like chilies, and then that fermented bit stays in your mouth after you finish eating. It's unpleasant. Mm. It's not even that it's unfamiliar. It's just mm, not the funniest way, not the funniest aftertaste to stick in your mouth. Okay, let's try the drink as well. Let's try it. And dissolve this smells more citrusy. You know what that smells like? When I was a kid, we had them tiny little pouches of like a vitamin drink for kids. It was called Bobovit, like vitamins for kids, and dissolved. This was pretty much like Bobovit or Vibovit. There were different brands. Nice. Now I'm trying to remember what Vibovit actually tasted like. I think it's pretty close. It's not heavily flavored like American energy drinks. No one gets lemon lime or cherry just punching you in your face. It's got some sweetness to it. There's some vague aroma or flavor added. Um, as I said before, it's kinda citrusy, kinda not, kinda vanilla-like, kinda not. It goes down very nicely though. You know how I sometimes have problems drinking isotonics if they're too salty. This one is it. I don't think it even counts as isotonic. It does have some mineral salts in it. It does have salt as well. Yeah, for hydrating drink, this goes on nicely. Um, I guess it kinda also serves to provide you with vitamins and the minerals that would be difficult to get from this kind of meal. You get 2 pouches, 300 grams each, so 600 grams or about a pound of food, which is mostly, it's like 90% rice. The tiniest bit of chicken. Kinda, I guess, they not even add flavor. I guess they kind of say, look, you have your meat in. If you look at Japanese rations, fried rice, we'll check that when you get to Japanese ration because I know I have one which might have still some fried rice in it. Okay, just tiny little specks of it. But then usually if you got plain rice, a portion, you got a nice, I'm sorry, nice side of protein with it. So let's see. So total nutrition from the pack, you got 50-gram proteins, 41 grams fat, and 213 grams of carbohydrates. That totals 300. So I guess that's per pack, not a total for the ration. Huh. So I'd be curious to pick apart as well. Because yeah, that's like 91. That's a little over 300 grams total. And you got 300 grams in one pouch. So, that would be another king to, keep in mind when trying to check if the ration is legit. This is a bit falling apart at the seams, I'd say. So I have barely any knowledge about how macronutrients should look like. But this one doesn't look too good, I think. Not too bad, but also not too good. Also, I guess the relatively high content of fats of oil is for cheap energy. One more spoonful and we're done for today. There's still bits of that fermented soy thing from the sauce. I won't be finishing that. It's just so not my flavor. So quite obviously, let's treat it as a Chinese Russian, okay? We all have some sort of idea and expectations, I guess, of how this ration would look like, about the quality of it, I guess. And obviously I'm not the right person to ask, being brought up in completely different culture, different flavors, different cuisines, okay? So how I perceive it might be completely different from how a Chinese person would perceive it. What I can say, chicken is sad, it's very dry. On one hand, the flavor is bland, but then you get sauce to fix it. Rice being a main portion of the dish, with just a little bit of extras added in, from what I understand, is how it's done in Asia. Please, I know how my language sounds right now, and I'm aware of it, but oh gosh. Okay, drink. Yeah, I like the drink. It's not bad Russian, okay? If you compare it to Russian, if you compare it to some rice-based meals in Polish Russians or other, Western Russians, it's got good points. Will I try to get another one in the future? No. Mostly because I can make better rice when making it fresh. But do I regret getting this ration? No, not at all. Even if not the most flavorful and not the highest quality, let's be honest, to be able to cook rice, pack it so it can last for 3 years, and then being able to send it up to a heat without turning into a mush, they got some points for that. Yeah. It's almost better than one could expect. To try the pickles without any of the oil left on my spoon, because by now you can see how glistening it is, how coated with the oils from the sauce, and this just to give the pickle a nice, a proper chance. I do like pickles, so. Mm. Mm. Pickle is very nice. It's just a shame it and there's a chili coming at the end. It's a very nice pickle. It's just a shame the mains are so oily. Pickle has no chance, basically no chance cutting through it. If you eat with a spoon, because then, as I said, spoon gets just fucking oily. I assume if you had your chopsticks with you, maybe, probably. Probably a wrong kind of chopstick that I got, I know. I nearly tried it then. Okay. Adi, stop getting messy, please. You know how to use your chopsticks. You're free to laugh. Please laugh at me. Okay. Doesn't pair nicely. Pickle goes way better on its own. So just a snack. Okay. Enough of my bubble before I make myself cough even more. So this was a look into alleged Guinean Armed Forces Ration chicken menu. Obviously provided by some Chinese company, quite possibly just rebranded Chinese Ration for the civilian market. No, because not civilian but collective market. If you had, contact with company producing that, who had no qualms about putting whatever on the bag, I'd say it's a, much as I hate to admit it, it's a crafty way to get an easy buck. So there you go, Guinean or Chinese Ration. If you can find it for cheap, try it, why not? As I said, there is some kind of magic going into being able to make reheatable rice, okay? So, point for that. And pickle is nice, but for what it is, it's a solid Ration. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 5, sorry, it's like a passing grade in a bubble. Thank you for joining me. If I put you to sleep, I'm on it. If you enjoyed this till the end, thank you for staying up with me. If you can actually speak French and can tell me if the writing on the bag is like legit French or French like from Google Translate, please let me know, like in the comments or somewhere. And I see you next week. I got some older memories again from the charity auction, so we'll probably dive into that. There might be another Twitter poll or not. You can find my Twitter and all that links underneath, so get there and see if you want to drop a vote, if that happens. If not, I'll just see you next week. Adi out. Bye bye.